Hello again, rail fans. Well, I know a lot of you have been cooped up and just watching YouTube a lot, so I thought I would just violate the stay-at-home order just slightly and get out and see if I couldn't chase down a train or two. I got word late this morning that CSX was going to combine Q442 out of Tampa, the nightly merchandise freight that runs Tampa to Waycross, and Q046, the nightly intermodal that runs the Tampa ramp to the Jax ramp. They're going to combine them into one train. So I thought that might be an interesting thing to watch, and it looks like he's going to go out the seaboard side up the S line to Vitus Junction instead of the Lakeland side, like he usually does. So let's go take a look. When I got to the north end of Yeoman Yard, the tip was proven correct. A cut of intermodal sat ready to go. You normally would not see intermodal in this yard on this line. CSX usually sends piggyback traffic or intermodal out its A-line side. The word was that Q442's consist was to be combined into Q046's train today. 442 is daily afternoon mixed freight, mostly empties to Waycross, Georgia. Q046 is nightly piggyback traffic to Duval Ramp in Jacksonville. From the air, it looked like the yard crew had built a sandwich of two trains. 046's power, visible to the left, was already coupled to its normal block of about 25 Tropicana loads. Those are the white refrigerated boxcars. To the right sits the piggyback container block, and in the middle, 3 tracks, Q442's mixed freight blocks. Again, what made this an interesting operation today was the combination of trains and taking the intermodal out the S-line to Vitus Junction. I'm only guessing, but I'll bet it was due to slowing traffic from the coronavirus shutdown. I had been here about a half hour when the crew brought out the first block. This is what's left of the once legendary Tropicana juice train. Out of its Bradenton plant, Tropicana once upon a time sent a 65-car train to Kearney, New Jersey 5 days a week. It was CSX's hottest freight train, riding north every night like the Pony Express. Tropicana was such an important customer, CSX even had dedicated southbound service for the empties. But now, 20 years later, changing tastes, plus the addition of a second plant in Fort Pierce, have reduced this train to block status in regular freight service.
About a half.
And no offense to Ben Hill Griffin, but I think Tropicana is still the best tasting orange juice. The first cut is pulled all the way out, and the conductor lines the switch to back down onto the second cut.
We line into that number 7, rail 5 to impact, back. Got movement on the bottom. Pedaling.
This is a block of rock hoppers, center beam flat, empty tanks, and a couple of covered hoppers. Now our conductor must line 2 switches to line the train back onto the third cut.
343, switch is fine, I'm clear. Point from the ground, that's joint when you can. Backing up, need 5, make it 4 cars to go. Rolling my way. It's southbound now. Got him starting in the track now, good 3 couple. 30, 15, 8.
This is a big one and will take the locomotives all the way out of the yard and onto the main line. While this long pull is happening, the conductor removes the ground air hose from the intermodal cut. Ground air is a time saver that keeps the air brake system charged up when no locomotive is coupled to it, so the next crew doesn't have to spend time recharging the brakes and doing a new test.
Yeah, 343, probably going to need about 30 more to clear this tugging 3-0. I did put the counter on 3-0.
The conductor keeps the engineer advised of the car count and how many more he has to go. But now the engine is more than a mile away, so the conductor has to add a little height to his radio antenna to extend its range. Note also all the paperwork he's got. There's a lot to keep track of when assembling a big train. These are Bone Valley rotary flip-top gondolas. They wouldn't usually be on a through freight, so they're either headed to Waycross for heavy repair or have reached the end of their service life and are headed to the scrapper. When the last of this cut is out, the conductor calls for a stop.
That should be good enough when we stop at 343, no hurry at all.
And then lines one more switch. Now the big backup begins. Two locomotives shoving more than a mile of train back down onto the last cut. The slow, precise joint is made. A stretch to make sure of the coupling. Now the final air brake connection is laced up.
Protection good to draw them in there. Lace them up. I think, yep.
After checking handbrakes, he opens the angle cock on the piggyback cut so it can breathe air in from the rest of the train. Hot rail on the bypass track, a Bone Valley K train. But he'll have to stop pretty shortly. Our big Q046 has the main line blocked up, so the phosphate train will just have to wait. Now the conductor walks to the bottom of the train to sync up the end-of-train device with the locomotive, probably a 1,500-foot hike. Word to the wise, if you don't enjoy walking a lot on uneven, sometimes unfamiliar ground, in all types of weather, you'd best not be a railroad conductor. It's a physical job. The engineer would have to pick up his conductor at Falkenberg Road, the next road crossing up, so I took off before them to catch Q046 in a spot with good light. He would be departing Tampa with the sun directly behind him, so I settled on an old reliable, the cemetery at South End Plant City. Here he would have made the right turn northbound and have the fireman's side in the setting sunlight. High green at South End Plant City.
CSX, Q46, 18, got it clear. South End Plant City, locomotive CSX, 343, we're heading northbound.
Railroad trains as moving objects don't have a right or left side per se, since they can move forwards or backwards. And I guess they didn't want to use the nautical term starboard and port, so someone way back when named the sides based on where the crew sat. Looking forward, the engineer sits on the right, so that's the engineer's side. In steam days, the fireman sat on the left, so that's the fireman's side. So, if you're looking at a forward-moving train that's going left to right, you're watching from the engineer's side. If the train is going right to left, you're watching from the fireman's side.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector. Milepost 818.9er. No defects. Total axle 528. Train length 8139er. Speed 38. End of transmission.
8139. I thought he was going to be a lot bigger than that. I thought he was going to be like 11,000 feet or something, but that just goes to show you after all that doubling out back there at Yeoman. But anyway, turned out to be a great night, great afternoon. We're getting some sunshine here as the sun goes down in the west. But that's the first time in a long time I've seen containers and intermodal on the S line here through Plant City. So something a little different. And I just wanted to get out and shoot something for you guys. I know you've all been cooped up, and I've been getting emails and comments from some of you that say you've watched every one of my videos. And that's a bunch of them since 2007, so I appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate the comments and the email. Remember to hit the like button if you like this video, comment down below, or send me an email at railfandanny@gmail.com. I check them all, and I try to reply to everyone that I can. I see, hit the like button, I said that. Subscribe if you haven't done that, and hit the little bell down there so you will be notified when I put up a new video. So until next time, somewhere out there on the high iron, we'll meet up again. Till then, this is Danny Harmon.